Thank you for joining us for the sponsored interview by SDx Central and Alkyra's CTO and co-founder, Atif Khan. Atif co-founded Alkira in 2018 and has over 25 years experience in the industry. He is here to discuss the evolution in cloud networking and talk about how Alkira is reinventing networking for the cloud era. Thank you for joining us today. To start out, can you introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about your role at Alkira?
Certainly. Hi, Ashley. I am one of the founders of Alkyra, which is focused on building network and networking infrastructure as a service for the cloud era. So one of our primary focus is cloud networking. We built a global unified cloud network with integrated security and other higher layer services. It is all delivered as a service. It is a cloud network, which is, I would say, free of all hardware-driven constraints. It runs on a purpose-built software platform, which we designed from the ground up to take advantage of all the things that make the cloud so valuable as a modern resource.
Great. And you obviously have in-depth experience in both the networking and the cloud space. Can you expand on your background in both of these spaces?
Sure. I've been in networking space for over 25 years now. I've worked for companies like Cisco, Juniper, a couple of startups that included Procket Networks, Timetra over the years. Before I joined the founding team of Viptela in early 2012, when we started Viptela. So Viptela was the pioneer in the SD-WAN space, and it was later acquired by Cisco in 2017. And then I joined my co-founder in 2018 to start Alkira. And here we are now.
Great. And obviously, evolution's at the heart of technology, especially the cloud networking space. What evolution have you seen in the cloud space over recent years?
So, cloud has transformed how systems and applications are created, distributed, and scaled. And I would say it is arguably one of the most important technological developments in the last, I would say, 15 or so years. And the underlying virtualization technology that powers cloud computing, you can consider that to be one of the most important breakthroughs in the recent times. And as you know, cloud computing has enabled the deployment of systems at scale without requiring deep expertise in infrastructure management or even highly specialized personnel. So it has become one of the fastest growing technology segments in the IT industry. And it has transformed how applications are created and how companies manage their growth. And now what we are doing is we are working on enabling the customers to deploy networks at scale without requiring deep expertise in the network infrastructure. And we are doing so by leveraging the cloud and all the advancements that have taken place in the cloud.
Yeah, these advancements have greatly impacted networking in a broad sense. Can you expand on the new network requirements we're seeing in this cloud era?
Sure. Before I get into the network requirements, let me start with the challenges in the cloud era. So, we are all seeing an acceleration in digital transformation. And now you may ask, what is digital transformation? So it is basically an increased need for companies to, interact with their customers digitally. So now the companies not only need to move faster, but they have to adopt cloud era technologies that provide them with the ability to better use existing assets and take advantage of the new ways to compute, store, analyze data, etc. And according to Gartner, around 80% of the organizations are working with two or more public cloud providers. And why are they doing so? Because multi-cloud strategy gives companies the freedom to use the best possible cloud for each workload. And now, this leads us to hybrid and multi-cloud computing, which means we need hybrid and multi-cloud networking. And we know that we can benefit from unique capabilities of every cloud, but I would say this also means higher complexity. And there are impediments to realizing the multi-cloud vision, and I would say network is one of the primary ones when it comes to impediments. Um, Back in the day, networks used to just connect branches and sites to data centers to data centers, And majority of us would just go with MPLS to network sites and data centers together. And we would put all services, including security, in the data center and hairpin all the traffic from there. And then came SD-WAN, and some of us started putting some of these services, such as security in the branches, and started leveraging local internet breakouts to optimize SaaS and cloud connectivity in general. And some of us also started, I would say, leveraging local internet breakouts with cloud-based security services. So SD-WAN definitely helped, and it was a step in the right direction. It made our SaaS experience much better from our workplaces. We were happy that our O365 or Salesforce experiences from workplaces got better, as the traffic wasn't backhauled to data centers over low-speed MPLS and then out. But I would say that is not enough anymore. Companies are adopting, I would say, different clouds, different regions. They're moving fast. It's not only about traffic from on-prem to cloud, but cloud to cloud, same region, different region, cloud to internet, securing all of it, adding other services. It's also networking in the cloud and not just connecting, I would say, to the edge of the cloud. Um, Above all, I think customers, companies, they need agility when it comes to networks. And we can't wait for on network teams to take like days or weeks or months anymore. We need networks built, extended, secured, all the way from the user to the application, or the application to application, and in between. We want all of this to be delivered as a service and done in minutes to hours rather than days to weeks to months.
Yeah, absolutely. Great point. You mentioned multi-cloud and hybrid clouds. There's different approaches to cloud networking out there, including DIY approaches or collation or co-location. Can you speak to how these options play out as the cloud continues to evolve?
Sure. There are different ways when it comes to do-it-yourself. Co-locations, like doing it in through co-locations, is one of them. Companies build their infrastructure in colos. When I say infrastructure, it's routers, switches, firewalls, other higher layer services, cloud connects to connect to clouds, etc. They also need to extend their networks to colos. Maybe it's MPLS, maybe it's SD-WAN. Then they take care of routing, traffic steering, service chaining, visibility, etc. And now, if they have multiple regions, then they replicate their colo architecture in other regions and whatnot. Building all of it is no different from, I would say, how we have done networking over the years. It takes so much expertise to build it, huge capital investment, and major expertise required to run, operate, and manage all of it. Other ways are when it comes to do it yourself and build your cloud network inside the cloud using maybe cloud native functionality within each cloud. But at the same time, every cloud is very different when it comes to, I would say, networking. Every cloud comes with its uniqueness, but constraints also. So it becomes very complex very quickly. And I would say companies are looking for, one way of building cloud networks, regardless of which cloud they're connecting to or which cloud they're in. And they want, again, all of it delivered as a service with the full controls, monitoring, troubleshooting, visibility. And day two operations are very important. So having all of this functionality is the key.
As a result of the evolution in the cloud, there's kind of a gap in the industry. Alkira developed the Alkira Network Cloud as a response to this. Why was this Alkira's solution?
Uh, Good question. Current ways of building hybrid and multi-cloud networks are, I would say, slow, difficult. They're costly also. Require both high upfront investments, high ongoing operational expenses. Each cloud may provide like similar capabilities as far as cloud networking is concerned, but each cloud is different when it comes to orchestration, provisioning, operation, and all the networking constructs are underlying constructs are different. And this in turn, I would say, forces organizations to acquire like deep cloud networking expertise, and at times pursue like people with technology certifications and make like a large human capital investment also. Um, and even and you know, when it comes to complex or even moderately like complex multi-region and multi-cloud route type of environments, routing requires like a significant amount of planning and oftentimes tedious time consuming manual provisioning. When it comes to end-to-end segmentation, insertion of network services with auto scale functionality, especially stateful network services like firewalls, it all further I would say, complicates cloud networking environments. This task becomes very complex, if not impossible, when the cloud network, I would say, stretches across multiple clouds. So just to solve all of this, that's why we decided to start this company, and we are fully focused on reinventing networking for the cloud era.
Alkira is very forward looking. What advancements do you expect to see from cloud networking over the next year or so?
So, what we see is that we are moving towards a service-based IT economy. Uh, if you look at it, we already delegate the administration of infrastructure to cloud providers. And now we are starting to delegate the administration of the network infrastructure to network cloud providers like Alkira. So for businesses to meet their digital goals, you need a network that is truly cloud native. I would say a cloud native network is free of all, I would say, hardware driven constraints, of yesterday's connectivity models. And it needs to run it needs to be built on purpose built software platform, which is designed from the ground up to take advantage of all the things that make the cloud so valuable. And this is where we fit in also at Alkira.
Absolutely. Before we finish up, is there anything else you would like to touch on regarding cloud networking in general, or perhaps about the Alkira Network Cloud specifically?
So we at Alkira truly believe that we are reinventing networking for the cloud era. And we now have many customers, including some of the Fortune 100s, who have deployed our service. And that is a great validation for us. So I would just recommend listeners to find more technical information on our website. And if you need like any information from me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. Um,
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you, Ashley. It was my pleasure.